Alright, we found it. Let me save real quick because I just made some changes. But when I moved, there's a... I was just going to go ahead and pick up some of the loot. And it triggered me into a... Let me show you. It triggered me into a fight. So let me see. I tried to get this right. There's a turret down here. And it triggered me into a fight where I couldn't hit the turret. And the turret couldn't hit me. So I was stuck in a loop. So we had to back out. And then I had made some changes to their combat stuff. So there's a turret right here. See this one right there? There's a turret down here. And from this point over here where the loot is at, there's loot over here. Right there, right? It triggers this turret that's over here. It's trying not to show me where it's at, but I know it's over there. I know it's here already. See? See? So we're not going to get caught up in that.
I shall repent.
The machine god grants me insight.
Lord Inquisitor, we are progressing according to plan. Our troops have already reached the target.
Know your duty.
All right, let's see. There's a turret down there. And then there's...
The divine watches over us.
Let's see what's over here.
Let the faith guide my path to glory. My soul is ablaze with righteous
They wanted
fury.
to trap me with that, huh? Is that how we're going to do this?
I am a navigator, not a servitor.
What in the hell, Eblard? This dude is all over the place, man. He's always doing something crazy. What, she can't do nothing else?
Step aside. The navigator is coming. If I may. Me, if you insist, Lord Captain. I'm not accustomed to being ordered around.
As the tactical imperative dictates. My vow is to serve. Request approved. Combat is an equation. Your life is a negligible variable. The scriptural prognosis is favorable.
Emperor, deliver us!
High momentum. I've seen worse battles than this in my time.
You see this thing? Where's this damn turret at? It's not even close to us. It's on the other side of these steps. Alright, so that's how they want to play this, then let's do that.
Tell me, and it is done.
I am his will made manifest.
High momentum.
Living on the edge.
Guided by faith. As the Emperor commands, I act. Doubt is for the none can escape the Emperor's judgment.
I'm at your service.
It's crazy.
I'm restless.
Who's singing? Well, it triggered the
My faith is my
it
shield.
triggered the dang on fight anyway.
Let us walk this path to the end.
But at least this time we could get the shots off.
Duty prevails.
We shall reclaim what is rightfully ours. With each step, I forge my destiny among the stars.
Operation successful. My knowledge has its limits.
We are bound by the blood of martyrs. Let the faith guide my path to glory.
I better myself through my service.
The divine watch is over us. Know your duty.
Trying to weave down to this last battle. I think this is the last battle. Even though there is one planet we didn't go to on here, I just went straight across and ended up getting to this place. I didn't have a clue what I was doing, but I guess we didn't need that other spot. Ah, he's right here. Let's go. Everybody's kitted up.
With each step, I forge my destiny among the stars.
I see that you did not heed my warning. Your decision to come here in spite of them may have consequences, but we still have a chance to turn it into everyone's advantage if your lordship listens to me very carefully. With all due respect to you, Lord Inquisitor, I shall ask you to refrain from any further threats directed toward the blessed rogue trader, unless you face repercussions from me. How courteous of you to warn me, Master Wesserin. I will remember your words. I've come for your head, Calcazar. Let's see, what are you doing here? Let's see, that's because you know the bad guy always want to tell you what the hell they doing. So let's see. Exactly what my duty dictates, saving the Imperium. Isn't it obvious? Is that what you are here for? What is it? We call it a shard. And yes, as you have noted quite aptly, it is a reason I am here. This construct contains an ancient, or rather, a pre-ancient being of cosmic power. They were called the Satan. The entity is currently trying to escape, and I am here to collar it. Of course the Inquisition wants to collar it. How typical. Throne, damn it. Even I can see that no good can come of this grok shit crazy plan. What is this shard, and what is it doing here? A specimen of ancient predator race devours the pulsars who feasted on the star system's reality itself bent to their power. But many millennia ago, an ancient Xenos race managed to defeat them, shatter them into pieces, and lock them away in prisons like the one you see before you. And you think you stand a chance against such power? A fine plan apart from it being an insanely audacious one that will almost certainly get everyone killed. And you think you stand a chance against such power? Do you mean to say that a human is not capable of such a feat? But I am not just a human, I am an instrument of the Emperor's will, one of many, and the Imperium is omnipotent. If I were to fall, another would follow in my footsteps. That is how humanity makes the impossible possible. With the hands of particular people in particular circumstances, your skepticism is unwarranted. How will taming this creature help save the Imperium? Over my years of service, I have come to realize that the main problem that humanity faces in this war is the imbalance in power. Our opponents are not races or nations, but incomprehensible monsters, and it is high time we acquired one of our own. My yoke will bind this creature and make it a chained guard serving the Emperor. This is not the full extent of my vision. There are other shards similar to this one scattered across the galaxy. I plan on seeking them out and confining them all inside the yoke. Each conquered monstrosity will bolster our defenses. I still have many questions for you. Given the circumstances of our meeting, I do not see why I should hide anything. I seriously doubt you would share this information with anyone else for one reason or another. How did this thing end up in your possession? Thanks to your predecessor, I arrived in the Expanse at the call of the Explorator fleet to deal with an Archmagos Amanat's heresy, but I quickly came to the realization that the Kronos Expanse's problems ran much deeper than tech heresy. Unprecedented piracy running wild, blatant smuggling of Xeno artifacts, willful and impetuous rogue traders, and growing threat of the ruinous powers, all this in a region that the Drukhari consider their domain. Frankly, I consider purging the entire Expanse. It would have been much easier to burn down the whole tangle of threats and corruption, but the web of spies that I had woven presented me with much more interesting and radical solutions. While investigating Amarnat's connections, I turned my eye to to Theodora von Valancius, who ultimately gave me the shard. How was she involved in all of this? Theodora's instincts were uncanny. She spent decades hunting for a key that could open the dimensional gate, as if she knew that there was something incredible waiting for her on the other side. Her ladyship was lucky enough to discover the shard during one of her expeditions, a trophy that was too much for her to handle. Archimagos Amernot studied it on Theodora's behalf, creating weapons in exchange for access to the dangerous relic, but their research was too primitive and unambitious compared to the true power contained inside the shard. I had one of my own acolytes, Tenakia, send her spies to Theodora. They infiltrated the road trader's retinue, earned their trust, and reported to me about this magnificent object. The rest was trivial. I seized Epitaph and laid down the conditions of our further coexistence. She was wise enough to concede defeat with dignity. I commenced Operation Precious Sentinel. I left the garrison on Epitaph, took the key to the dimensional gate from Theodora, sealed the gate, and started the creation of the yoke. I kept Theodora and her heirs in my sights just in case. Not long before her death, I assigned Heinrich to her and ordered her to rendezvous with him on Reichard Minors, but your lordship inherited him instead. I admit I wasn't aware of you. Theodora managed to keep her secret heir up her sleeve. So instead of eradicating Theodora's misdeeds, you chose to inherit them. In the old days, House von Valancius would have declared war over something like this and fought until the offender was dead. What is the yoke? A containment device similar to this one, except better. The yoke was devised by the brightest minds, two races using the ancient wisdom of a long gone Xeno civilization. A prison capable not only of holding the Satan shard, but also of controlling it while releasing fractions of its being. An instrument of obedience and destruction, a masterpiece whose creation required immense effort. It was made on Euphrates too. I captured Amernat's student, Zyamantha, and she passed all of her mentor's drafts to me, and the one overseeing the process was none other than your acquaintance, the tech priest Cubus Delphine. His fall was regrettable. It seems that the unorthodox daring things he did at my behest drove him to break his vows and sink into heresy. But the human mind could never have comprehended the shard alone, and thus I appealed to the inhuman mind. I struck a deal with the Drukhari. Theft, the sacraments, and secrets of the Adeptus Mechanis registered. Inciting a devout tech priest to commit heresy registered. Blasphemous merging of sacred technology with forbidden ones registered. Further transgression registration discontinued. The drill on Pascal's main. He's ready to go. You collaborated with the Drukhari? Alas, the operation demanded it, though. The agents of one of my acolytes, Emelina, I contacted Archon Remenaries and made a pact. I gave her access to the technologies contained within this relic and destroyed her rivals in the Cabal. She would relay information on their raids to my ships, and I would solve the problem. In exchange, her Monoculus Tervantius forged the yoke for me. Of course, I did not let him near the shard itself, but rather set up a laboratory for him on Quetzaltemur. It was safer that way. All the pieces were contributing to my plan, but none had enough information to comprehend the entirety of it. Why did Drukhari want the shard? It is one of the most complicated and perfect creations of a race much older than the Drukhari. It is no mere object, but a treasure trove of technology. A wise master could uncover many secrets simply by observing it. A sound strategy. Trust me, your lordship, the threat of the alien pales in the comparison to that posed by the ruinous powers. Could plunder 1,000 worlds, but she is no Yurlon the Cruel. She was as great a danger to her own kin as she was to the Imperium. The disruption she caused among the Drukhari was only to our benefit. She intended to trigger a powerful disjunction in Kamara, thereby destroying her rivals and elevating her own cabal in the process. Knowing full well how precarious her grand plan was, I made no attempt to talk her out of it. With a little luck, we wouldn't have need worry about the Kamara's influence. This new information about a pack combined with the astral observation data collected in this star system resolves the inconsistencies identified earlier. Unit Calcazar stands accused of stealing the astrographic records of the Cognizant fleet. Pascal ready to get at him. We got him, Pascal, don't worry. I am amazed by your analytical prowess. Yes, I needed stars to feed the shard. The cabal of the Reading Tempest could steal them and bring them here, but it was imperative to preserve the exact energy parameters as to not trigger the object's premature detonation. I procured the necessary information on suitable stars from the Explorer's Fleet Data Scriptorium. Registering the Category 1 Blasphemy Unit, Xavier Calcazar is hereby sentenced to intra-vital dissection and study. Upon the cessation of vital functions, the unit's remains must dispose of in disgrace. And then I take it you decided to get rid of your Xenos allies. There was no more need for them, seeing as the yoke was almost complete and the situation was escalating out of control. Theodora was dead. The cult of the Final Dawn had reared its head and was preparing to strike, and Remeries had forgotten her place. She was putting forward too many elimination requests, and when I told her to curb her appetite, she retaliated. The theft of the Riker star was timed to occur when Master Van Callow would be on the planet. The Archon wanted to rob me of one of my agents and send a message. And then the Coron's expanse was engulfed in flame. I had to rush the operation and declare sector-wide martial law. The webway gates that Remery's warriors had been using was destroyed, and the facility on Quetzet Temer razed. I evacuated half of the yoke that Trevantius had completed, but was too late to retrieve the second half from Euphrates II. Cubus Delphim revealed to Urlon the crew where he should strike, and that almost spelt the end of the Operation Precious Sentinel. I appreciate your efforts in resolving this problem. In fact, you turned out to be much more useful than Theodore ever was. The Denzians of the Riker system, Santa's Pride, and all the other starless worlds, you were the one who sentenced them to death by sending the Drukari after their sons? Well noted, yes, I acted as their executioner. As regrettable as those losses were, however, to overestimate their importance to the Imperium would have been folly. Every single day humanity pays a far more terrible price, and that must be brought to an end. Why did you call for the Astartes to come to your aid? I needed a remarkably strong force to keep my Xenos allies in check. The Emperor's Angels were just the weapon I was looking for, except considering the sensitive nature of my operation, I couldn't very well risk requesting aid from my allies in the Death Watch, could I? And then I remembered an old debt owed to me by a Space Wolf great company, so I decided to call in a favor. They were an asset at first. The Wolves helped me close the dimensional gate by overwhelming its security systems. I tasked them with hunting the Xenos condemned by Remeries, but eventually they started crying, and that was unacceptable. I could control Thorobald by giving him more tempting targets, but then the Baleful Howlpack, they raided an outpost where my agents had been meeting with the Drukari. The pack took prisoners but lost the esteemed brother Ulfar. I hoped they would give their all to the search, but instead the wolves forced the system's coordinates out of the captives and came crashing down on my head. They had no gate to transport them. They used nothing but the warp engines. Thankfully, they realized their situation too late. So, are we calling her Tanakia? That's what we're calling her. Tanakia managed to neutralize them. I see. You have come so far in pursuit of answers. It would be too cruel to leave your curiosity unsatisfied. Seeing as the inhabitants of this place almost killed you, I gather that something went wrong with this plan of yours. Not at all. Operation Precious Sentinel is in its final stages. The increase in Xenos activity is a vexing yet trivial development in the grand scheme of things. They were supposed to guard the device, but they slept through the intrusion, and only the Satan shards and emanations could make them stir. Theodora's research destabilized the shard's prison, and my project only made it worse. Whenever particles of the Satan shards energy seep out, many curious phenomena occur. The destruction of the crypt, the warped reality. When I tame the monster, I will order it to stop disrupting the laws of the universe. And that brings us to the most interesting part of our conversation. You know my plans, so now I want to know yours. Will you admit that I am in the right and join me in this undeniable, ambitious act, or will you try to stop me? I will be upfront with you. If it's the latter, I will be forced to remove you, but I am sure you realize that already. That's the second time you have threatened the Lord Captain. What are you planning? I will not let you bring this insane plan to fruition. Listen to yourself. What you are planning is heresy. Enough. It will only be heresy if I lose. If I prevail, it will be a triumphant feat in the name of saving humanity from the horrors of this universe, and I will not lose. I will not let you bring this insane plan to fruition. All right, here we go. Farewell, then. I am glad to have made your acquaintance despite everything. Eliminate the rogue traitor. What, bro?
I will cast you into eternal darkness. Crush them!
By the power of Grayskull!
They want it. Let's go. Let's get it. We'll start you. We'll fire you up, bro.
Me? If you insist, Lord Captain. If I may.
Let's move these bums around here real quick.
Me? If you insist, Lord Captain. Isn't this a job for the serfs?
All right, now let's back you up a little bit, girl.
Emperor, give me strength. I am a navigator, not a servitor.
Yeah, get out of here, bro. I'm too nice. He has 2170. I'm gonna burst him down quick, watch. Once he gets through with his turn, then we're gonna show him what his time is. This is our next attack will cause. Okay,
I'll do it.
Let me buff her up first. I usually do this last, but we're gonna do it first. See what I mean?
As the Emperor commands, I act. Power resides in the will of the righteous. I'll do it.
Gotta stay focused. Hit the man that needs to be hit. All right, get her going.
Wanna see a trick?
Doubt is for the. This is why I was chosen. As the Emperor commands, I act. I'll do it. This is why I was chosen. To you, my Emperor. Faith without deeds is worthless.
Don't get too cocky.
Nah, we gotta just keep everything going. What does this do?
I can do that with the right incentive. Don't get too cocky.
As the Emperor commands, I act. I'll do it. As the Emperor...
Yep.
Doubt is for the weak.
You have to love this, man.
Am I getting paid for this? Don't get too cocky.
Go ahead, Jay.
I can do that with the right incentive. Tell me and it is done. Don't get too cocky. Oh, you're no fun.
Yes. Indeed. I will do my duty.
Let my fury rain down upon thee!
Victory is imminent. It will be done.
Actions will speak louder than words. The Emperor commands.
Now,
I am
this is
but
what
a
you
vessel
always
for a
wanted.
higher purpose.
Now, I'm about to give you what you asked for. You freaking... You freaking heretics. Let's go. You're not on my level, bro. I've been wanting to smack your head for like... How long now? I've been wanting to get you out of here for a minute now, bro.
And so it shall be done.
Let's go. They're not ready for my man. Come on, what the hell? Game. Hey, when I get by him, it's like acting out like they don't want me to hit him. That's all right. I'll hit
I
the
will not.
bomb ass friend right there. Yo, what is happening when I scroll over by him? It's slowing my game up. Like he's controlling the lag factor. But that's alright. We fight through all of this, bro.
And so you have been
We'll
judged
get both of
and
you out the way.
found
I don't care.
wanting.
That doesn't work on us, bro. That doesn't work on us, my guy.
Die, die, die!
No. None of these things work. They don't work on us, man. They don't understand who they're dealing with right now. So, we'll let them know. Watch. This is what you want, bro. I'm about to blow your freaking brains out. See that, sir? That's how we operating over here.
Running binary override.
What's he running from? We having all kind of issues right here. Watch this. Here we go. You go ahead and clap my man out. It's time for everybody.
Rejoice in service.
Oh, they got me slowed down. Let me see. They got something on me that's affecting me.
The Emperor commands.
I don't care how slow he hits you. We don't care how slow he hits you.
Rejoice in service.
I've been wanting to kill this dude since he threatened me at the beginning of the game. I'll be damned if this little slow motion is gonna stop anything.
I won't suffer this.
I'll just skip his turn. Everybody's going slow. He shot that slow ass rocket. Bro, you better go ahead with that. Slow moving ass people. You're not gonna hit me either. Look at that slow ass rocket. Damn. They got 3 more rockets to lay out here, so. We already died.
Faith shields me.
Yeah. She has that backpack that deflects, I think after 3. Then she may be stunned or something like that, but she's fine. Because we'll kill all these freaking fake magnetos out here. This is like Dr. Doom's palette. So if I do another playthrough, I might have to do a psycher. Like Dr. Doom Jr.
Pain and duty go hand in hand.
Yeah, come around here, bro. No, sir. Defense is impeccable. Come on, Inquisitor, Enforcer. Your time is up. I gotta get this chick with this freaking bubble up out of here. She's slowing up the whole mix. Man, this game is crazy, bro. Let me do this, though. I'm gonna make them, these dummies fight themselves.
If you insist, Lord Captain.
Watch this.
I'll do
Get
it.
this mystic out of there, bro. No, we ain't having
Faith
that.
without deeds is worthless.
High momentum.
I'll paint your death in colors.
As the Emperor commands, I act.
Let me get you.
I'll do it. Each strike is
Yes, sir. Nice.
None can escape the Emperor's judgment.
They want to keep playing. Let's go ahead and reload. And then we're going to give my man.
As the Emperor commands, I act.
We're going to give him a little taste to throw it back. See? That's how you do it. You pass it back to the girl. That's
I'll
the
do
actual
it.
killer. She gets another free turn out of that.
Faith without deeds is worthless.
All right, bro.
I'll do it.
Okay, now we missing.
This is why I was chosen. Doubt is for the weak.
If I may. Me? If you insist, Lord Captain.
Doesn't work, brother.
Eradicated. As the Emperor commands, I act. This is why I was chosen. I'll do it.
All right, let's start popping.
Faith without
Yep.
doubt is for the weak.
You've got a problem, I've got a prize.
As the Emperor commands, I act. I'll do it.
Goodbye. Stop moving around. Come on. Stop moving around.
As the Emperor commands, I
Yeah,
act.
right. They trying to act crazy though.
I will not.
Jay, get her going again.
Don't get too cocky.
Cause Jay can do it too, man. We need it to.
I can do that with the right incentive. Don't get too cocky. You've got a problem? I've got a problem. Never cross a Kazbalikin. Tell me, and it is done.
Calcazar.
I can do that with the right incentive.
Indeed. It will be done. At your beck and call. It will be done.
You dummy. Good job, freaking Albert. Way to trap him up. Yo. Hey, this man came over here and got Pascal out of there.
Dare give up now?
No, mister. a lot of people left. It's like 6 of them. Oh yeah, you're done now.
I can't allow myself to do this.
No more nonsense. No more slow motion.
And so shall it be done. Rejoice in service. The Emperor commands. And so it shall be done.
Come on, bro. You can't be missing that shot. Okay, this is what y'all want.
I am a navigator, not a servitor.
Let's see this thing. Since you want to be over here acting all crazy like you really about to do something.
Me? If you insist, Lord Captain.
Make you dummies kill yourselves.
Isn't this a job for the serfs? If I may. Me? If you insist, Lord Captain. I am a navigator, not a servitor.
Alright, let's go.
Faith without deeds is worthless.
Goodbye.
I'll do it.
Yeah, brother, you wanted this
I
work,
am
didn't you?
his will made manifest.
You was shooting people like you was crazy. You was going crazy, wasn't you?
Doubt is for the...
You killed Pascal.
I'll do it. Each strike is a
Nah, we
prayer.
ain't having none of that.
As the Emperor...
Alright, you bums.
Faith without deeds is worthless. The enemies of the Emperor will be undone.
Yes, they will.
Doubt is for the weak. I'll do it. Eradicated.
Where's the rest of these fools at?
Rejoice in battle! As the Emperor commands, I act.
Ah, you freaking fools
do
are
it.
lucky.
As the Emperor commands, I act. Faith without deeds is worthless.
Oh, it's only you two left? Perfect.
As the Emperor commands... Each strike is a prayer.
No, it is too early. The yoke must be activated,
Yes, sir.
or all is lost.
Put him out of his misery, baby. This is it. The place of our origin. Nomos, what you about to do, bro? It is your strike and your wish to escape your prison that begot us. But it is you who truly ushered us into this world. So let us meet your abominable precursor together, for it is ready to break free. Greetings, Nomos. We are out of time now. It escapes now. Now we gotta stop the shard. Bruh. Oh, so you're the main event.
Impure Xenos!
Hold on.
I will drown you in your own
This dude gonna have
screams.
like 8,000 points.
Cosmic terror on forward.
Alright, bro, you're in trouble. What does he have? There's 2 of them? What's his little hit points? Not showing me. Where's the other one at? Alright, girl. Let's get meathead 1. We're gonna run this wishbone on him like that. Magenta, stay there. Pascal. Go there. Jay. You go there, girl.
Isn't this a job for the serfs? Me? If you insist, Lord Captain. If I may. I'm not accustomed to being ordered around.
To you, my Emperor! I'll do it. As the Emperor commands, I act.
I am a navigator, not a servitor. If only that were possible. Me,
Alright, that should be
if you
good.
insist, Lord
Let's
Captain.
move her back here.
Battlefields are always drowned in scarlet.
I will do my duty. At your beck and call. Indeed.
High momentum.
Rejoice in service.
We're going in.
Actions will speak louder than words. May my wrath be thy undoing. And so shall it be done. Rejoice in service.
Damn, this dude,
And so shall it be done.
it's pretty tough.
I will not be deterred. The Emperor commands. Rejoice in
High
service.
momentum.
And so shall it be done.
Damn, we're only doing 21 to this
I
dude.
will not be deterred.
We're chopping them up, though.
I hold all the cards.
I'll do it. Doubt is for the weak. As the Emperor commands, I act, is why I was chosen. I'll do it.
Threads of purpose.
As the Emperor commands, I act. Doubt is for the weak.
Am I getting paid for this? I can do that with the right incentive. Don't get too cocky. You've got a problem, I've got a price. Tell me, and it is done. Oh, I want a medal for that one.
All right, Nomos, I don't know what you just did, brother.
The scriptural prognosis is favorable. Request approved.
Let's fire a shot. What do we have left? Debuff them to death.
The Omnissiah knows all, comprehends all. Running binaric override.
Faith without deeds is worthless.
I don't know what you just did, brother, but I'm not standing by this thing.
I'll do it. With you, my Emperor!
I will continue to shoot you, though. It's 6 of these bums out here.
This is why I was chosen!
Fleeting moment of integrity. Gone.
Where's Jay at? Jay.
I can do that with the right incentive.
Bro, what is this damn thing?
As the Emperor commands, I act.
Let's stuff out of here, bro.
Cannot damage us.
Power resides in the will of the righteous. Doubt is for the weak. Faith without deeds is worthless.
Am I getting paid for this? You've got a problem, I've got a price.
Jay, we gotta get you out of there, girl.
Don't get too cocky.
Let my enemies tremble at the sound of my steps.
Nice.
I can do that with the right incentive. Am I getting paid for this?
That is foolishness.
Okay.
I have read tomes of military tactics.
Let my fury rain down upon thee.
Damage a star.
Isn't this a job for the serfs?
As the Emperor commands, I act. I'll do it. I will bathe this battlefield in righteous fury.
Victory is suboptimal.
As the Emperor commands, I act.
In the name of House Orcelio, I shall prevail.
Faith without deeds is worthless. I'll do it. Doubt is for the weak. As the Emperor commands, I act. Faith without
Get that nonsense out of here, bro.
Suffered the singularity of annihilation.
As the Emperor, this is why I was chosen!
Alright, we're gonna keep shooting this dude. What's he trying to kill?
Doubt is for the weak. You, my Emperor!
Let me see.
As the Emperor commands, I act.
Let's see if we can keep this rolling. Where's Albalard at?
I'm afraid not.
Alright, let's do this then.
If I may. Be careful not to cross my gaze.
Good job, bro.
My place is at the fore.
Bro, you dealing with a
At
freaking
your back of an
copy,
exemplary
man.
strike. It will be done. Victory is imminent. Indeed. It will be done. At your beck and call.
The hell is this thing?
The Emperor commands. And so it shall be done. I cannot comply. Rejoice in service. Actions will speak louder than words. Rah. Rejoice in service. The Emperor commands.
Integrity factor increased. Activate calculated fury algorithm. The scriptural prognosis is faithful. The Messiah condemns you. Reality is a tapestry of contradiction.
God Emperor, move through me.
Is that what
Be
we're
the
gonna call
fire
it?
in my heart. I'll do it.
Hey, Bart, see that? That's how you take care of
my
him, brother.
Emperor.
That's how you take care of him. Quit sitting back there,
By
nonsense.
light I stand,
Bull
and
crapping
thy
around.
light I crave.
Stop that bull crapping.
Faith without deeds is worthless. Doubt is for the weak.
See, I don't know what the problem was with this shard thing.
This is why I was chosen.
You was sleeping too long, bro. You missed your
do it.
opportunity.
With you, my Emperor.
Corrupted mind.
All right, bro. Don't do that again.
As the Emperor commands, I act. Is why I was chosen.
All right, let's just go ahead and pump her up a little bit.
Faith without deeds is worthless. You, my Emperor.
All right, I need you to go ahead and reevaluate.
Don't get too cocky.
I'll do it. Doubt is for the weak.
Threads of purpose are unraveling.
This is why I was chosen.
Argenta, we're gonna miss you.
I can do that with the right incentive. You've got a problem. I've got a prize. Don't get too cocky. Tell me, and it is done. I can do that with the right incentive.
I'm not accustomed to being ordered around. Isn't this a job for the serfs?
Are you gonna have one of these little creatures back there, huh?
I'll do it. As the Emperor commands, I act. Faith without deeds is worthless. I'll do it. With you, my Emperor! Doubt is for the weak.
Can we get all right, let's do this then. Let's move up here.
Emperor, give me strength. Step aside. The navigator is coming. Me? If you insist, Lord Captain. Isn't this a job for the serfs? I have read tomes of military tactics.
Let's see what old Abe can do.
Gray hair? Your hair.
I will do my duty.
Oh, we're not gonna let him hit anybody else.
And so shall it be done. Rejoice in service. I will not be deterred. Rejoice in service. And so shall it be done. Rejoice in service.
Unpaid.
All right, you tried to show off a little bit too much that time. So, dang, she hit him with 800.
Faith without you, my emperor.
Bro, you're done.
As the emperor commands, I act.
Yes, sir. I told you. He got to come back with part 2. Super shard or something. After that butt whooping, I should be the person in charge right now. Yes, sir. As the ancient monster struggles against the enemy manacles of the yoke, its impossible powers that make reality itself burst at the seams are now being forced into a compact dungeon, quirk by quirk, returning it to a cruel and painful non-existence. In the moment, it could struggle harder, but something hinders it. You are the cause of this hindrance. Only now does the Satan Shard turn its focus to you, for the battle was nothing more than the reflective resistance of an alien mind absorbed in a completely different range of thoughts and responses. But now it is thinking about you, and its thoughts are so corporeal that you can sense them and know them. It seeks an end to the confrontation. It is capable of resolving it in a way that would benefit all. More and more tears appear all over the shard's form, tears. As the yoke absorbs its power, it becomes increasingly harder for the shard to maintain its physical structure. Each imperfection you inflict brings the star predator closer to imprisonment. Do not bow your head before our abominable precursor. It was begotten by the darkness abyss of the past. It is a fragment of that which devours stars and erased civilization. It knows no benefit other than its own. Allow us to stand against it. This is our time, our impossible chance. Speak it, Nomos. As yet another layer of reality cracks, a figure appears before you. Her. After giving you a probing and praising look, Theodora permits herself a slight smile. Destroy the yoke and kneel before the ancient dead. No. Deliver the final blow. I consign you to oblivion without end, monster. Yeah, I'm delivering the blow, bro. I always deliver the final. Now enthralled by the heavy yoke, needs no words to know who its new master is. It reads your mind, for the slightest of aspirations heeds them and elevates your being. Human feelings give way to 100-fold more perfect ways of perceiving the universe than are intrinsic to the Satan. You command, it obeys. Beneath your feet, entropy is devouring what little remains of the Xenos crypt. Before you lies an entire galaxy. A galaxy is not yet ready for the power that you have obtained. Dang, he done turned me into God, Emperor Doom. Let's go. Yes, sir, I beat it. I beat it. Oh, deity from a forgotten era was enslaved by the rogue trader. The Empyrean above the Cronus expanse trembled, touched by the winds of the great change. Gathering his bleeding worlds together again, the Rogue Trader restored order in the Expanse without compromise, protecting the faith and leaving behind any notion that the reign could ever beyond his righteous justice. An expansion began that would slowly turn the sector into a new province of the Imperium where the Rogue Traders were no longer needed. The subjugated deity in House Von Valacia's service ensured the Imperium's firm grip on the Expanse's throat. By eradicating enemies and unbelievers, the Rogue Trader bestowed a gift upon the sector of faith and the certainty of retribution. The news from the Expanse was met with deep concern in the Imperium. Some began speaking of a punitive campaign, though they quickly fell silent. A lone ship broke through the Great Rift carrying a letter to Dargonis bearing the Inquisition seal, but what the letter contained and who penned it, it was better left unknown. Strict abidance of the law and devotion to the Imperial Creed brought great renown to the Rogue Trader. Every planetary turn on every world in the sector, thousands of prayers were offered up to the Golden Throne, praising the name of the Guardian of the Coronus Expanse. And Cydia Chorda continued her merciless fight against the heresies plaguing the Expanse. Not concerning herself with the notions of jurisdictions, she brought the Imperium's justice everywhere she went, killing heretics by the thousands. Stained glass windows with her likeness illuminated by bonfires graced the sector's chapels. With her tightened grip on fear, the prayers of the pious became ever more fervent in their reverence of the gracious chastiser. After openly embracing the patronage of the Skull God, Caligos Winterscale swept over the Expanse like a fiery tornado, bombing peaceful planets and destroying void ships. His dynasty's realm became a nest of piracy and heresy that required immediate purging. The cult of Saint Drusus continued its indefatigable struggle to spread the faith around the Expanse and expose the vile transgressions of authorities. The stronger and wealthier a planet was, the less its rulers wanted to see the black-clad preachers. Riots and assassinations pushed the cult to the place where it felt most confident, the frontier. Hieronymus Delorius remained the most reverend priest in the cult of Saint Drusus. He turned no one away, hearing confessions from pirates, bowels rats, deserters and beggars alike. It may have been one of those undeserving wretches who infected him with the rare form of leprosy that robbed him of sight, yet his heart could always see the corruption in the souls of his repenting children. In the following years, the Cognizant fleet slowly and deliberately left the explored systems of the Expanse for the furthest remote regions. Observation stations and claimed the world were abandoned, and even Euphrates II became derelict. Statistical divination warned the fleet's conclave of the grim events awaiting the Expanse, and they decided to deliver their fellows from the coming storm, yet they did not share the truth with the lay people. The schism of discontinuing the cycle engulfed the entire Cognizant fleet, and soon the Civil War was over. Disregarding the commandments of their forefathers, the explorers started down a dangerous path of new comprehension, creation, and revision of procedures and algorithms. The fleet was united once more, and in this unity, it was ready to stare down any horror standing in the way of the catechism of the maintenance and operation. The crisis in the Expanse dealt a serious blow to the business interests of the Fellowship of the Void. Having no powerful allies, they retreated into the darkness of the frontier systems. The hard life they faced there forged them into a new tribe, furious, wild, and willing to do anything for survival. They swore to return and retake what once had been theirs. After Rise's death, her place was taken by a quiet man who simply called himself a helpful acquaintance and was prone to coining his own nonsensical words. Few guessed that this scrawny fellow had been Rise's first mate, who possessed an iron will and a truly monstrous nature. On his quiet orders, the pirates conducted brazen and violent raids. Violence throughout the Expanse put many on their guard, and as a result, the Casbalakian mission business declined. Soon rumors surfaced among the cold traders about a so-called commission that had made it through the Maw and into the Expanse. Its professed purpose was to adult assets and take measures to restructure operations. These words carried with them an ominous threat. When Octavian became the new leader of the Casbalakian mission, She made every effort to not end up like Vladam. The mission's leadership demanded profits and chorters, and forces thirsted for blood. Octavian's dilemma sorted itself out when one day all the Fort Falls coal traders were arrested and herded onto the Adeptus Damascus. The ship was undocked from the station and left to drift toward Furibundus with no fuel and almost no air. Octavania was not on board. She had made a deal to turn over all her accomplices, and she disappeared with the fortune and the thrones. The Imperial Navy was wary of the rise of the Von Valancians. They saw themselves as dogs guarding the flock of the Emperor's subjects, and there was a new master of the pack. Therefore, the dynasty was watched with utmost diligence, and the admirals feared that one day they would have to go to war against the rogue trader. Chartist Captain Austria's Thorfast founded the Thorfast and Companions Merchant Company, excelling in trade and acquiring a substantial escort fleet. After 3 decades, he traveled to the Mall to return to the Imperium in hopes of obtaining the fabled warrant of trade. It is not known how this venture ended. Gargonus grew and prospered until it became the capital of the Cronus Expanse. The planet was like a giant magnet whose pull held together the worlds of the Expanse, absorbing the treasures and vices of the sector. Humanity was exploring the Expanse, and Dargonus became the capital for the brave starfarers and pioneers. It was from here the expedition departed into the uncharted wilderness, and here they returned bearing wondrous trophies. Captains, cartographers, and scribers flocked here to exchange news. Kava Gamma washed off the stain of its former defilement and became known as a pious and productive world. Hard work and inquisitive study of the mysteries of the technology glorified the Dell mechanisms. Kava Gamma grew, and new manufactoriums were founded until disturbing reports started to trickle, and many years later it seemed that someone had secretly taken control of the colony, shrouding it in a tangle of conspiracy. Neither inquiries nor threats to the tech priests or executions helped. Someone in the shadows was weaving the web and making secret plans. Janus was conquered, Xeno spirits were exorcised, and the wilderness was subdued. The fields grew until they covered the entire planet, and billions of tons of provisions were harvested there. Janus had become the breadbasket of the Expanse, and to threaten it would be to condemn millions to starvation. The nobility of the Expanse appreciated the idyllic conditions of the pearl-like paradise world. White Castle rose above the agric complexes in their mud, and the shining knights of the Janus gifted the sector with many a hero who covered themselves in glory. The mines of Avis 6 grew deeper and deeper, and soon the planet became the darkest and most frightening colony in the Expanse, the final stop for the exiled and the damned. The brutal heart inhabitants of the death world feared neither human nor xenohorrors, knew no mercy, and were known as the most fearsome fighters in the sector, who had traded their lives for the right to lead the internal darkness of the mist of the mines. Guarded luxurious palaces were built under the climate domes, shrouded by clouds of poison. They housed so many powerful blackguards, persecuted aristocrats, and wealthy scoundrels that Vebus 6 gained unimaginable political influence. Such grand and sinister deeds were done there that before long the grim death world was spoken of as the new political center of the Expanse. No longer secluded and forlorn, Foulstone turned into the spiritual center of the Expanse, clad in gold and power. Rulers went there to be anointed for greatness, criminals for penance, and righteous for encouragement, and there was no end to them in sight. Converted into a comet shrine, Foulstone's moon spread the word of Saint Cognatius throughout the Expanse, protecting worlds from attacking by the enemies of humanity. Its servants asked for neither money nor power, but only the relics left by their base patron. The wise handed them over with reverence, while the haughty learned how heavy the hammer of Foulstone was. The fate of pure-voiced prophet, guardian of the hallowed crucible, was a sad one. After visiting 7 worlds and bestowing a blessed transformation upon them, he perished at the hands of bloodthirsty Drukhari pirates, along with his retinue. The great judgment and the atrocities committed by her confessional units bled footfall dry. The station soon faced a labor shortage, and few survivors of the religious purges could handle the increased workloads without the thrones from the coal trade. The station fell into decay. Footfall entered an era of piety, hunger, and hardship. Left without a sun, the Riker system ceased to exist. Its now frigid planet spun away into the darkness, no longer held by the gravitational pull of their star. A century later, a fragment of Riker Minors entered the Forbundius system and was snarled by void miners. A piece of rock was delivered to Footfall with reverence and used in the restoration of the God Emperor statue as a final memorial to the world devoured by corruption. With the fall of their unholy patron, the edge of daybreak, the cult of the Final Dawn perished as well. Every cell of the cult was hunted down and eliminated. Rumors that some worshippers of the ruinous powers had managed to get away, hiding in the warp-banished Lord under their robes, were baseless. Left without a mission or a leader, the Word Bearers retreated to the depths of the Immaterium. Their last act of vengeance was a bloody assault on Footfall. The populace of several asteroids was exterminated or enslaved, and the statue of the God Emperor was badly damaged. Rumors of the rotting remains of Alderic craft world spread around the expanse. Explorators, privateers, Kazbalican agents, and among any hungry for easy money, all rushed to the frontier systems to vie for a piece of the prize. Some were swallowed by the warp, while others perished in skirmishes with their rivals. The most skilled and fortunate returned empty-handed after decades of searching. The colossal ship, as big as Imperial World, simply vanished if it had never existed, but the legend of the Forbidden. Half a century later, the expanse trembled to the echo of Aldari war songs. Myriad war bands appeared out of nowhere, leaving a trail of bodies in their wake before disappearing into webway gates, masterfully hidden from the eyes of the monkey. The children of Asaurian had come to avenge the death of the craft lord Cruderok. Their woeful retribution lasted many decades until both races were war-worn and out of blood to spill. Somewhere on the underside of the reality lay Komara, woven from manifold other dimensions and illuminated as always with the light of the stolen suns. Its streets ever filled with the screams and agony. Any misfortune experienced by the dark city became another scar on its appalling face. Lost among thousands other vile blemishes, as long as the pain pulsed in the blood-soaked spires, insatiable and unshakable Komara continued its fight through the webway, along with its unchanging ruler, the leader of the Cabal, the Black Heart, and the most dangerous of all Drakari, as Drubel Vec. After the rogue traders' visit, dimensional rifts opened around the spire of the Revan Tempest, flooding the streets of Komara with demons. This encouraged and terrified Komara. The Cabal of the Black Heart managed to stop it, but some Archons saw the event as a sign their leader's weakness. Others interpreted it as a grim omen for the entirety of the Dark City. The fall of the Cabal, the Revan Tempest, united Komara for a brief bloody moment. The elites of the Dark City set their squabbles aside and found a new game in tearing apart the domain of the Archon Remeries. The fate of the Revan Tempest reminded the other Cabals that nothing lasts forever in the Dark City, save the city itself. Leaving the Necron system behind, the Star God eventually obliterated every tomb world of the ancient Xenos race. The old hatred of the Satan betrayed their deathless servants whispered inside him. The voice of the Voxmaster, Vigus Suri Ada of the Ptolemon dynasty, was long heard in the Cronus Expanse, trumpeting the arrival of the rogue trader. It brought glad tidings to the faithful and instilled horror and heretics awaiting righteous retribution. After her death, Vigus was granted the honor of being immortalized in a herald serval skull for many centuries to come. Her voice praised the Von Valacia's dynasty, transmitting orders across decks. Oh, that was a female. Huh. Master Helmsman Bravor diligently executed his duties until his dying day without once succumbing to sleep's sweet embrace. Only when a piece of shell penetrated the bridge's armored hull and was stopped by the stern officer's unyielding chest did he finally know rest, leaning against his trusty helm. Sacrificing his health and diligent service to the rogue trader and letting his waistline expand even more, Factorum Janus Danrock watched over the dynasty's riches for years. The day his body was found sprawled over paperwork in his office, his assistant came forward with 2 reports. The most esteemed General Xanaric has passed away of natural causes due to the complication of a weakened heart. As regards your assets, everything is in order. Vladimir Takara ended his days as a maintenance servitor on the janitorial team, losing his life due to an error by Technomat, who sent him to clean a compartment scheduled for decompression. The Technomat received the penance of 7 electro whippings and a fine equal to his annual pay as punishment for negligent handling of property. Torian Gaprick missed the moment when her family, which had previously functioned like a well-oiled machine, started to fall apart, racket, and infighting. Among her distant relatives, many blamed Tirana for the Kayavagama disaster. Soon the Gaprick family splintered into warring factions and spent centuries locked in the violent struggle over occasionally punctuated by futile attempts to reunite the house. Moctarius Sourback was loyal to the Rogue Trader to the last, despite all the rumors to the contrary. Finding little affection among his subjects or family, he stayed true to himself, remaining a forthright, severe, and pious person. He strived to ensure that every soul in his charge felt justifiable dread before both him and the God Emperor. Over the years, the elder Sourback even grew close to the Rogue Trader, at least as far as such as a cold and ill-disposed person could. After he proved himself a dutiful and merciless warrior, he became the Warden of Dargonus and vigilantly guarded the Lord Captain's life and peace. Regina Sourback's sugar-tongued loyalty to the Rogue Trader prompted many crude rumors. The gossip stopped one day when the Sourback's cold bodies were found in their bedroom. It is widely believed that they fell victim to the machinations of distant relatives, yet vicious whispers persist that at some point between being stabbed by the poison blade and succumbing to his wounds, Marcharius himself wrung his dear wife's neck. Members of House Wersarion served the dynasty faithfully and loyally, amassing more and more power. A century later, they had finally gained the respect enjoyed by other noble houses, yet powerful and luxury can dull any blade, and now pampered and idle aristocrats were scarcely recognizable as the descendants of the formidable Central Wersarion. For reasons unknown, members of the Wersarion family found themselves time and time again as targets of assassinations, victims of unpredictable riots, and the focus of palace intrigue. The misfortune that plagued their house suddenly stopped when Regina Sourback met her end. Clement, Wersarion, daughter of Abelard and Chancellor of Dargonus, executed her duties irreproachably and even found time to school the younger generations of her family. She was an equally skilled mentor, chancellor, and political operator. After a century of immaculate service, she surprised everyone by leaving her position and becoming the first mate on a trade ship. She would later admit, like a true Wersarion, that she had always had a passion for ships and voidfaring. Branches of House Gaprick and Wersarion became intertwined for a time after the marriage of Astaria and Vincent. To the great sadness of the couple and the great amusement of the spiteful Dargonius nobility, their marriage produced no children. Just like her ancestors, Astaria, Wersarion Gaprick dedicated her life to service. Crushed by the events that shook the stability of his house and his inability to provide an heir, Vincent lived in his wife's shadow. When his time came, he passed away without notice. The retribution that nocturne of oblivion promised the Rogue Trader arrived when relentless Aldari Avengers swept down on the Von Valacius Protectorate. In their wake, several Harlequin tropes performed the monstrous and bloody melody of coals fading in the night that bathed Janus in the sorrow and fury of the playwright in a horned mask. After months of searching, Dargonus wardens found the remains of Archelaus Scalander on the lowest levels of the hive. Drakari artifacts and records discovered beside him indicated that the agent of the Inquisition had been compromised and was working for the Xenos. The Expanse is full of strange stories, yet one of the most bizarre tales emerged in the wake of the Rogue Trader Von Valancius' rise to prominence. According to the legend, on every world the Rogue Trader visited, people or objects would suddenly vanish without a trace if they found themselves in the same room as a mirror, even an utterly ordinary one. Abelard remained the Lord Captain Central and right hand until his dying breath. House Wersarion cleared of accusations of mutiny dedicated itself to Dargona's fleet. When years later Abelard left this world, the worthiest successor of his family received the honor of inheriting the high office essential. Having completed his last journey with the Lord Captain, Abelard Wassarian, with the gracious permission of the Road Trader, left his post essential and took over the helm of his large family. House Wassarian rose above its rivals and was never again a target of persecution, even after their esteemed patriarch died decades later in his bed surrounded by his grieved loved ones. Abelard's shining memory was blighted only by rumors of a creepy madness in the twilight of his life. Many said they have seen the esteemed Central talking to someone unseen, in a voice filled with unusual tenderness and sorrow. After the victory on Epithet, Argenta left the Road Trader, and the sensual flame burned brighter and brighter in her soul, hungry for vengeance, and so the sister embarked on her own personal crusade. At first she hunted and exterminated the remaining followers of the Final Dawn, then she pursued those who had abetted them, and then anyone in whom she saw a hint of heresy. Even when she directed her wrath against entire cities, no power could stop Argenta, clad in her sacred armor. She left a trail of fire and blood across the expanse, a trail that ended on Salus Prime. No one knows why the sister returned for a third time to the planet where she had found her relic, but after descending to its surface, she mysteriously vanished. Girl. Since then, there has been incessant pilgrimages in search of Salus Prime. Legend has it that the renowned Argenta wanders the ancient ship, awaiting the hero of purest heart, to whom she will bestow the one star, and mercilessly slaying those in whom she detects even a sliver of darkness. No one knows whether the legend is true, yet the thousands who have tried to enter the ancient ship, no one has returned alive. The Mercantum Tabula Officiale unlocked a sea of possibilities for Jay Hadari. She left the Casbalakian mission, and became an independent agent. Choosing one's destiny is a unique gift that ordinary mortals would never dare dream of, but Jay was no ordinary mortal. She found new friends, skillfully danced along the knife's edge between trade and piracy, stole from the strong, granted mercy to the weak, and even bought a couple of modest planets. And she never ever betrayed herself. Half a century later, a fledgling road trader whose name is now forgotten brutally crushed Jay. Accusing her of abusing her power, the road trader conquered her worlds, exterminated her people, and did everything in her power to wipe Jay's name and vulgar deeds from the expansive memory. Dang. The entire expanse knew of the bond between Jay and the road trader. The smuggler accompanied her lord captain on many dangerous adventures, and their passion for each other burned as fiercely as on the first day they met. Yet as soon as a journey ended, Jay would disappear, sometimes without any notice. No matter how much she enjoyed the road trader's company, the accomplished smuggler never allowed their relationship to turn into something more. The only master Jay Hadari would ever need was Jay Hadari. Heinrich Kalo, the former interrogator of the Ordo, took the mantle of Lord Inquisitor. After his mentor's death, receiving both the Inquisitor's rosette and the duty of defending the sector from the enemies of humanity, he became the new warden of the Cronus Expanse. The Inquisitor poured all his energy into the creation of a secret police, which he used clandestinely to control the most influential figures in the Expanse. He struck fear in every governor and liege in the region. As time passed, Heinrich's methods became more extreme, descending into radicalism. He employed the tools of Xenos and even chaos to spy on people and manipulate them. A joint uprising by the Imperial Navy and footfall put an end to his tyranny, and yet cast down and cornered, the heretic brought forbidden powers to bear against his enemies, taking hundreds of innocents with him to the grave. After her travels with the road trader, Cassia Orselio returned to the bosom of her house, where her circle and the great regent declared her the new Noviter. Accustomed to relying on the Lord Captain for everything, she became an obedient servant of the Von Valations dynasty, making every effort to help her friend and mentor, even when doing so harmed the interest of House Orselio. Years later, House Orselio was racked by a wave of brutal murders. Unknown assailants butchered the navigators, gouging the atlases out of their chests. Lacking the iron will and aptitude for command, Noviter Cassia was not able to build a sufficient bulwark around her, and disgruntled members of House Orselio decided to rebel. They set out to depose Lady Cassia and install a worthy protector on the throne instead. Their plan only half worked. To avenge Cassia's death, the rogue trader brutally crushed everyone who bore the Orserlio name. Dang. And announcing the discontinuing of the cycle, the Armanat Collective instilled terror in the hearts of those who revered the theorems of purity, but it gave hope to others. After gathering its disciples and recruiting several soldiers from vassal planets, it ventured to the worlds of the Screaming Vortex, to the infernal forges of the Dark Mechanist. This march of reindoctrination was meant to seize the stolen secrets of the Omnissiah from the hands of the heretics, temper the cult in the fire of battle, and transform it into a tool for both eradication and comprehension. The fleet disappeared in the darkness, and only rare echoes of its astropathic message were ever intercepted. For many years, Yerlet traveled to Rogue Trader's side, helping him decipher the secrets of lost Xeno races and lending him the wisdom of Rakan. Half a century later, she sensed that it was time to say goodbye. The path of the outcast had come to an end. After bidding farewell to her Elantok, she made her way to her surviving kin. She followed a new path, the path of the warrior. She only hoped she would never be forced to raise her weapon against the mortals who had become her true brothers and sisters in arms. Rumors has it that Yerlet and Pascal met again among the alien stars. A band of Aldari warriors were trying to protect an ancient planetary edifice of their people from the covetous servants of the Omnissiah. Upon learning that Yerlet was leading the Xenos, Pascal personally descended to the planet and struck down his former comrade in arms. Her death did not stir any feelings in his metallic heart. Dang. Such was the echo of the deeds of the rogue trader of House Von Valacius, deeds that transformed Corona's suspense and prepared it for events even darker and more violent. But those are the events of a different story. This one has come to an end. All right, that's the end. All right, so I'll just go ahead and give my 2 thoughts or 2 cents on it. So this has been a great experience. I did enjoy the game. I was asked in the comments which did I like better, this or Baldur's Gate 3, and I'd have to say that they're both great games. One I think has more action and voiceover, but this game overall, I had a great time with it. I didn't have any game crashing bugs or anything like that. I did enjoy from the start to the finish, and I'll probably do another playthrough later down the line. But you guys let me know what you guys think about the game. What do you think Owlcat should do in the future, and what game do you think I should play in the future? I do appreciate you guys who all hit the like button, who did subscribe, and those that did leave comments or any recommendations on builds and things like that. And with that being said, I'll catch you guys on the next one.